Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video I want to show you how to design this simple birthday flyer for kids. Alright, so if this is something you are interested in, kindly follow along and let's dive right into the video. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do for this design is to define the size of the design. Okay, so in this video I'm going to use a ratio of 4:5. So I'm going to this layer here and I'll click on image size and I'll change the size to 4:5. Okay, so you can actually use a figure, not just 4:5. Okay, you can use 4,000 by 5,000. Okay, but I just prefer using 4,000 by 5,000 because this video is just for the sake of tutorial. I don't need the resolution to be that high. Alright, so I'll click on OK and here is the size. Now I'm going to import all other elements that I'll be using in this design onto the canvas before I start manipulating my background. Alright. Okay, these are the elements that I'll be working with. So this one, the child, and this one right here. Okay, so I'm going to my layers panel and I'm going to hide all these things because I don't need them now. I'm going to hide them and I'll bring this one to the top. Sorry, this one to the down too. So I'm going to increase the size of this and make it fit into the canvas. Alright, so I'll increase the size like this. So I'm using this as my background, but I don't want it to be visible like this. So what I'm going to do is to come to this polygon tool here, this tool, then I'll go to opacity, this one, this icon here. I'll click on it and I'll start reducing it so that it's blend nicely with the background. Okay, so something like this is cool. Alright, something like this is cool. Then I'll check it. So I'll come to this layer here, this panel, this icon here, which is color filter. I'll click on the color filter and I'll start to adjust the saturation and the hue. Okay, so I'll adjust it to look something greenish. Okay, I think the first green works. This is cool. Alright, okay, so I can now come back to my layers panel and I'll lock this layer and open the child. Okay, because we need to pick some color from the child shade. Okay, so I'm coming to this background area and I'll select this, come to color and I'll click on this plus icon to choose the color from the child. Okay, so I'll come here and choose the color from here or here. Okay, yes, this is cool. Then I'll increase this slightly like this. Alright, so this is the color that I have chosen. Yes, this is cool. Alright, so from here the next thing I'm going to do is to bring shapes onto the canvas. Okay, so I want the child to be sitting on some shapes, kind of will be like elevated shapes. Like, let me quickly show you what I'm trying to say. So I'll come back to this panel here, the polygon tool, then I'll click on an empty area and select shapes. So I'm going for a rectangle. Okay, I'll increase the size like this, like this. Alright, this is cool. Something like this is fine. Then I'll click here. Now I'll go to my perspective. Go to my perspective, which is this one. Click on it and start to adjust this layer like this. Okay, I'll start to adjust it like this. So let me enable it. Please follow what I am trying to do here. Alright, so okay, so I'll check it and see if it's something that is close to what I want. Okay, this is cool. So I'll just go and position it. I'll duplicate it several times and position it right to form a layer that the child can sit on. Okay, so this is fine. I'll copy it, select this one and bring it right here. I'm going to rotate this slightly. Okay, so something like this is fine. I'll copy it again, bring it here, and I'll rotate this one to slightly. Okay, bring it forward a bit. Then I'll copy it again, bring it here. Alright, so I'm going to my layers panel once again and I'll try to move all these layers together to the bottom slightly. Okay, so I'll click on this tool here and I'll click on this move. I'm going to move it slightly to the bottom. Okay, alright, I think this is fine. Alright, so I'm going to lock all these layers because I'm kind of done using them for now. Then I will come to this child here and send the child to the top. Okay, send it to the top. Now I'm going to duplicate this child, then I'll send this one to the bottom, the last layer. Okay, just above this effects. Alright, so I'm going to lock my layers panel and I'll click on this. Let me first hide this. I'll click on this. I'll enlarge this like this. Then I'll position it right at the top here. This is too much. I'm going to reduce it. Okay. Now with this selected, I'll go to my eraser. Go to my eraser and enable this tool and start erasing this. Okay. I'll erase this part. I don't need it. Okay. Then I'll click on check. Now from here, I know very well this is hiding under these layers. Let me reduce it slightly. It's too big for me. Alright, I think this is cool now. So I'll go to my color filter once again and I'll reduce the saturation. I'll reduce it to something like -83. Then I'll start playing with this hue slightly. Yes, this is cool. -8 is cool. Alright, so I'll position it right here and I'll check it. Then I'll go back to my opacity and reduce the opacity to something like this. Okay, yes, this is fine. Now since I'm done with this, I'm going to my layers panel and I'm going to lock this layer so that it will not interfere what I want to do. Alright, so this is where we are now. I'm going to bring this layer to the top and let him sit on this shape that I have created here. I will reduce the size slightly like this and it will sit. Now I'm going to copy this layer once more, which is a child. I'm going to copy it and reposition it right on this one. And I'll go to my eraser once again. Then I'll enable this. This time around I don't need all these parts, okay? I don't need all these parts. I'm just using it to create a shadow. So from here I can increase this now. Use it to erase all these parts out. Okay? Don't need all these parts. Alright. So I'll check it. And now I can go to my perspective. Enable the perspective and make it lie flat on the ground like this. Okay? Alright, this is cool. So I'll go to color, and I'm going to enable the color and change it to black. Okay, change it to black. This is okay. Now I want to reduce the opacity for this color because it's too visible and it makes the shadow kind of looking unreal. So I'll come to opacity and I'll reduce it to something like this. Now you can see it's looking more realistic than before. Okay, so from here I would like to change the color for this and this. Okay, so I'll go to my panel once again and I'll look for this layer. Yes, so I'll highlight it, make it active. Now go to my color and choose the color from the kid's shirt. So I'm going to pick the color from the shirt. So this is okay. Check it and you have the color here. And I'll click on this one too. This one. Yes. And I'll change the color to the same thing. Alright. So with this, I'd like to reduce the opacity for this one slightly. This is okay. Then the first one too. I'm going to reduce the opacity for all of them. Okay. And this one too. And this one. Sorry. This one. Alright, I'm done with this part too. I'm going to bring this layer to the top because I want to make use of this one. I'll bring this layer to the top. Okay, so I'm going to position it right at the top like this and start erasing some parts. Okay, so I'll go to my eraser color, my erase color, sorry, or my eraser. Then I'll choose this size and increase the feather too. So I'll erase all these parts because I don't need them. Erase all these parts like this and come back and erase this part too like this. Okay, then I will now come and check it and bring it down here like this. I'll go to my color filter, and I'll reduce the saturation to something like this. Okay, then I'll copy this and position it right here. I'll reduce the size for this one and then position it right here. Okay, now I'm done with this first part. I'll lock all these layers, lock this, and I'm coming to hide. I'll hide this kid, and what else? Yes, I'll hide this kid and I'll leave it like this, then I'll go to this save and I'll click on save as. Then I'll come to custom and increase it to ultra and I'll save it. So we are going to continue the process in another application. Okay. Alright guys, this is Snapseed that I'll be using to add more effect to this. But we forgot one thing to do before, so I'm not going back to that. When we go again, then I'll show you how I created this 02 effect. It's just simple, write this 02 and give it a shadow of white, and it will be looking like this, okay? So I'm using the previous one, not the one that I've saved in the video that you have seen, because of this 02, okay? So now we have several effects here. If you want to go to your previous edit, you can just go to last edit, then you add it to it. But I want to give it an accent, so I'm clicking on this one, accentuate, okay? And wait for it to load. Now you can see that's loaded and it's giving a very nice look effect here. I'll check it and I'll click on pop-up. Yes, so this is what I really want. I'll check this one too. Now I'll click on this pencil icon and come all the way to lens blur. I want to blur this, okay? I want to blur it and allow only this part to be showing. Okay, so I'll go to my transition and increase the transition slightly. Okay, so this is cool. Then I will go back to my lens blur and blur it. So something like this is fine. Let me reduce my transition slightly. I want to reduce it so that these layers can also blend. These two can also blend. So from here, I'll just save it like this because I've gotten what I wanted from this place. I'll wait for it to load like this, and I'll click on this save, and I'll save a copy of it. Alright, we are back to Pixellab again. So I'm going to import the first element, the element that we saved from Snapseed. I'm going to import that shape over here. But because of time, I'll pause this side and bring it onto the camera. So here is it. I'm going to position it right here. Well, let me just click on undo so that it will be at the previous place. Then I'll come to this side, relative size, and I'll increase it, okay? I'll increase it. Then I'll go to my layers panel, lock it, and make sure I send it to the back, okay? So just at the back of this is cool. Now I don't need this to again, so I can delete them now. I can delete them now because I have some here already. Now I can open this and open this now and position it. Sorry. So okay, so I can position this key to sit right here now. Okay, to sit here. Now the remaining thing we'll be doing is to bring our text onto the canvas. So because of time, I'll be forwarding this part. Okay. I'll go to my text area and I'll choose text and edit the text and type October. Okay, I'm going to bring it here. Then I'll change the color for these two. This color. Okay. Then I'll go to this side, my fonts, and I'll choose these fonts. Okay. I'll reduce this size slightly and make sure it's in there too. Okay. So the next thing is to duplicate this text, bring it down here, and write birthday. I'm going to type birthday here. I'll increase the size here like this, and I'll change the color to white. I'm going to change this color to white. Okay. So I'll go to my fonts and change the fonts to this second one like this. Alright, so I'll increase the size for this. I'll increase the size like this. The position is right here. Now the next thing is to copy this layer again and type happy. Sorry. So this one I'm going to bring it right here. Okay, so let me do some changes to this text. I'll copy this and bring it onto it like this again. Okay, something like this. Then I'll go to stroke. Go to stroke and add some small stroke to it. So I'm going to add this color, and I'll reduce it like this to 1. Alright, this is fine. Now I'll click on the layer underneath, which is this layer, and I'll add some shadow to it. I'll click on white shadow again. Yes, this shadow is cool. I would like to reduce this and also increase the offset slightly. Okay, this is fine. Alright, so the next thing is to open my layers panel and bring this to the top. So I'm going to bring this to the top. Okay. Now I want to change the saturation for this. So I'm going here. I'll change the saturation. From here I can now change the color to this. I'll reduce this and position it right here. Copy it, position it right here. Now I'll copy it again and put one here. Now make sure this is very big, okay? This is big enough. I'll put it right here. Okay, so I'll send this to the back. So I'll send this under this child, like this. And also the second one too. I'll send it under the kid, like this. Okay, so I can now click on them and reduce opacity. Now I'll click on this one and copy it. Then I'll change the color to black. Alright, so I want to use this to create a shadow under this happy birthday. So something like this will be fine. Now I can send this under this happy birthday. You see guys, so I'm going to change the color for this happy to the color of the shirt. Alright, so I'll copy this text once more, bring it down here, and I'll type the name of the kid. Oh, sorry. I'll position it right here, increase it slightly, like this. I'll copy it and put it right on this one. And I'll go to my color and click on this plus, and I'll move this to here, this place, like this. Now I'll check it and go to stroke. I'll go to stroke and I'll enable the stroke. Reduce this and give it a white color. Okay, so I'll move this to 1 and this should be fine. Alright, so this is how I created this happy birthday flyer. It's very simple. If you watch up to this point, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos like this and tell a friend about this channel. Okay? So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to bring it here. Now change the color to black. Alright, thank you very much for watching. And if you have enjoyed the session, please consider subscribing to the channel. And see you in my next video. Bye bye.